Hey everybody, and welcome to another deep dive with us.
Yeah.
Today we're looking at a YouTube video that really got me thinking.
Oh, yeah.
It's called How to Achieve More in 1 Week Than Most People Do in 12 Months.
Okay.
And it's by Clark Kegley.
Interesting.
Yeah, this guy Kegley. He lays out some really thought-provoking ideas about how to break free from what he calls the sleepwalking life.
That's a powerful way to put it.
It is.
The idea that we're just going through the motions, not really living with intention.
Right. And he really drives this point home.
Oh, yeah.
He even compares it to dying at 25, but not being buried until 75.
Wow.
Have you ever felt that way? Like you're just drifting along instead of really taking control of your life?
But I think a lot of people probably feel that way.
Yeah, I know I have at times. And one of the things I really liked about Kegley's approach is that he doesn't just tell us what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, he uses questions to guide us towards our own answers.
That makes sense.
He believes that the best coaches don't give answers.
Right.
They ask the right questions.
Mm-hmm. I like that approach. It's about empowering people to find their own path,
Exactly.
to uncover what truly matters to them. And he gives us 4 key questions
Oh, yeah.
that he believes can unlock a more fulfilling life.
For anyone.
Yeah,
That's a big promise.
it is.
All right, so let's hear these questions.
Okay, so the first one is, what would I do if I was fearless and could not fail?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It is, isn't it? Just imagine, what dreams would you chase if failure wasn't even a possibility?
Oh, man, for me, it'd be public speaking.
Really?
I get so nervous just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like the thought of getting up in front of a crowd and just freezing up,
I can understand that.
it terrifies me.
Yeah.
But if I knew I couldn't fail, oh, I'd be giving TED Talks and hosting my own show and all sorts of things.
That's the spirit. What about you? What fears are holding you back?
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, myself included, struggle with the fear of judgment.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what will other people think if we put ourselves out there? If we pursue our passions?
It's definitely a common fear.
It is.
Hmm.
But this question, though, it encourages us to imagine a world where those fears just don't exist.
Right.
So what would we dare to do then?
It can be really liberating to just think about it that way.
It is. It can really shift your perspective.
Absolutely.
Okay, so question number 1 down.
What's next?
Kegley asks, what will I be most proud of 1 year from today?
I like how this one shifts the focus from external achievements to internal fulfillment.
That's interesting.
It's not about chasing accolades or recognition. It's about aligning our actions with our values
Yeah.
and living in a way that makes us feel genuinely proud of who we are.
He specifically talks about pride in your character,
Right.
not just bragging rights.
Exactly. So it's not just about hitting a certain income level or getting a promotion. It's
Right.
about being the kind of person you admire.
Yeah, that you respect.
Yeah.
What about you? What would make you feel truly proud of yourself a year from now?
Let me see. I think for me, it would be about overcoming my own fears and insecurities and really stepping into my full potential.
I like that.
It would also be about making a positive impact on others.
Yeah.
You know, inspiring them to chase their own dreams and to live more fulfilling lives.
That's awesome.
And of course, it would be about showing up as my best self in my relationships, being a supportive partner, a reliable friend, and just a good human being in general.
Those are great examples. And you know what I noticed?
What's that?
They all seem to tie back to your values,
Oh, yeah.
like courage and generosity and connection.
Really?
That's really cool. I'm starting to see how this works.
Me too.
This is making me want to grab a journal and just start brainstorming.
It's powerful stuff.
It is. Okay, ready for question number 3?
Yeah, hit me.
Kegley asks, what are the 3 things I need to stop doing?
Ooh.
This is where we get real.
Right.
Because sometimes achieving more isn't about adding more to our plate.
Yeah.
It's about clearing space.
For what truly matters.
Exactly. Kegley makes a great analogy here.
Oh, yeah.
He compares it to dieting.
Okay.
Sometimes it's easier to cut calories.
Then it is to burn them off.
Exactly. So what are those things that are weighing you down?
Yeah, what could you let go of to free up more time and energy and mental space?
That's a great question, and it might take some serious self-reflection to answer it honestly.
It might, but it's worth it.
Definitely. Definitely.
Welcome back. We're going to pick up right where we left off.
Yeah, with those thought-provoking questions from Clark Kegley.
Exactly. They really get you thinking about how you're living your life.
They do. It's amazing how just thinking about them can shift your whole perspective.
It is. And remember, it's all about being more intentional.
Right, living with more purpose.
Exactly.
So last time, we're talking about letting go of things that aren't serving us.
It's powerful stuff.
It is, but it can be really challenging.
Oh, absolutely. Letting go is tough.
It is. It often requires us to face our fears.
Yeah, and step outside of our comfort zones.
Right, like we're breaking free from old habits that might be holding us back.
Exactly. And sometimes we don't even realize those habits are there.
Until we start asking ourselves these tough questions.
Exactly.
So how do we even begin to figure out what we need to let go of?
Well, one way is to pay attention to how you feel.
Okay.
What drains your energy?
What leaves me feeling depleted?
Yeah, or resentful.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know, for me,
Yeah.
I tend to overcommit myself.
Boy,
I say yes to everything.
I know that feeling.
And then I end up feeling so overwhelmed.
It's easy to fall into that trap.
It is. You want to please everyone.
You want to be helpful.
Right. And you don't want to miss out.
Yeah, but then you end up spreading yourself too thin.
Exactly. And you end up sacrificing your own well-being.
So true. So what's the solution?
Well, you have to recognize your limits
Okay.
and prioritize your own needs.
Okay. Put yourself first.
Yeah. And it can feel selfish at first.
Yeah, it can.
But it's actually essential for everything. You have
Yeah.
to take care of yourself first.
So it's okay to say no,
Absolutely. Even if it means disappointing others.
even if it means missing out.
Sometimes, yeah.
Wow, that's a big shift in thinking for a lot of people.
It is, but it's so important.
It is. And you know what I like about it?
What's that?
When you say no to one thing,
Yeah,
it frees you up to say yes to something else.
exactly. Something that really matters to you.
Yes. It's like decluttering your life.
It is, both physically and mentally.
I love that analogy.
So we've talked about letting go.
Yeah.
But what about the things we want to bring into our lives?
Okay, yeah. How do we take action toward our dreams and goals?
Well, that's where those other questions come in.
Oh, okay, like the one about being fearless.
Exactly. What would I do if I was fearless and could not fail?
Right, right.
It helps us figure out what we really want.
What we're truly passionate about.
Yeah, the things we might be too afraid to go after.
Because we're afraid of failing.
Exactly, but what if you couldn't fail?
Yeah, what if you knew you would succeed?
It changes everything, doesn't it?
It does. It's so freeing to think about it that way.
It is, and once you have that vision,
Yeah.
you can break it down into smaller steps.
Okay, more manageable chunks.
Exactly, so you don't get overwhelmed.
That makes a lot of sense.
And even small steps add up over time.
Right, it's like that saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Exactly. And don't forget about the question about pride.
Oh, right. What will I be most proud of 1 year from today?
Yeah, that one keeps us focused on our values.
It's like a compass guiding us towards a life that feels authentic,
Exactly, a life that we're proud of.
not just a life that looks good on paper.
Right, it's about internal fulfillment, not external validation.
So it's not about the destination.
It's about the journey.
I love that. Okay, so we've talked about letting go, taking action.
And staying true to ourselves.
Right. But what about that last question?
The one about stepping outside ourselves? What advice would I give to someone else in my exact same situation?
It sounds strange, but it's actually really powerful.
It is. Sometimes it's easier to see the solution when you're not so emotionally invested.
Right, when you can detach a little bit.
Exactly. It's like we're tapping into our own inner wisdom.
That's a good way to put it.
Like we're giving advice to a friend.
And sometimes we're better at giving advice than taking it.
That's for sure.
So this is really making me realize how much power we have.
To change our lives.
Yes. To create the life we want.
We have the power to choose.
Our thoughts, our actions, our destiny.
It's all up to us.
This conversation has been a real eye-opener for me.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's given me a whole new way of thinking about things.
Me too. It's amazing how powerful these questions can be.
And you know what's really cool?
What's that?
We can apply these questions to any area of our lives.
You're absolutely right.
Careers, relationships, personal growth.
They're tools for a more fulfilling life.
I like that, a toolkit for self-discovery. All right, welcome back to the show. We're wrapping up our deep dive into those powerful questions from Clark Kegley.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting conversation.
It has. We've covered so much ground, letting go, taking action,
Aligning with our values.
getting some perspective.
Yeah, stepping outside ourselves.
But how do we actually put all of this into practice in our daily lives?
Well, I think the key is to start small.
Right.
Choose one question.
Just one.
Yeah, the one that really resonated with you
Okay.
and spend some time with it this week.
really reflecting on it.
Exactly.
So we don't have to like completely overhaul our lives right away.
No, just take it one step at a time.
Small steps.
Exactly.
So even like 5 or 10 minutes a day,
Yeah, that's all it takes.
just to think about these questions.
You can journal about it.
Oh yeah, I like that.
You can meditate on it.
Talk to a friend.
Absolutely. Get those ideas flowing.
I love journaling. I find it really helps to process my thoughts.
Me too. It's a great way to get clear on what you want.
And talking it out with a friend can give you a whole new perspective.
Yeah, it's like having a built-in accountability partner.
It is. And, it's not about finding the perfect answers to these questions.
Right. It's about the process.
The journey.
Exactly.
It's about asking ourselves these questions and really letting them guide us.
Towards a more authentic life.
A life that's true to ourselves.
Yeah, that's aligned with who we really are.
It's like those questions are a compass.
Ooh, I like that.
They point us in the right direction.
But we choose the path.
We're the ones who decide where we end up.
That's a great way to put it.
And the journey won't always be easy.
Right. There will be bumps along the way.
Challenges, setbacks.
Doubt.
It's all part of the process.
It's how we grow.
It's like that saying, the only way out is through.
You got to go through it to get to the other side.
And we don't have to go through it alone.
Right. There's so much support out there.
Books, podcasts, online community.
People who've been there before.
And they can offer guidance.
Share their experiences.
So reach out to your friends, family, mentors.
Find your tribe.
And remember, the most important thing is to just start.
Don't wait for the perfect moment.
Just take that first step.
Ask yourself the tough questions.
And get ready to create a life that you truly love.
Well said. This has been a truly inspiring conversation.
It has. I feel like I've learned so much.
Me too. It's amazing what a few simple questions can do.
I can really change your whole perspective.
And to all our listeners out there,
we hope you enjoyed this deep dive as much as we did.
And remember, you have the power to create a life you love.
It all starts with asking yourself the right questions.
And taking action.
Until next time.
Keep diving deep.
And keep those questions swirling